used to mean something. You woke up, splashed water on your face, maybe curled your lashes, maybe dabbed on some chapstick, and then left the house looking like you. That was normal. Now, natural means 3 syringes of lip filler, Botox every 3 months, some subtle lip fill, and a no makeup routine that takes about 15 different steps. These days, you can't scroll without being told by a million people that your pores are a problem, your nasolabial folds are a crisis that need fixing, your jawline needs a strap, and your under eyes are an emergency. The death of natural beauty certainly didn't happen overnight, but it's here. So let's buckle up and find out exactly how in the world we got here. How it changed the baseline of what natural even means. Why the 90s literally feel like a breath of fresh air now. Why procedures are more accessible than they've ever been before. And why that's not always a good thing. And also, if you guys haven't already, please make sure to throw this video a big fat thumbs up. And also make sure that you guys are subscribed if you're not already. And if you're subscribed, besties, I love you. Mwah.
Had 2 nose jobs, 2 lip lifts, my teeth done twice. I've had 2 rounds of fat grafting into my face. I've had an endoscopic brow lift, I've had an upper bleph, and I've had my implants also done twice. All of that together, plus all the filler and Botox that I've gotten in my life, amounts to well over 100K.
Are we going into debt to be naturally beautiful? I am actually so confused right now. Go ahead and open your camera app. I'm sure you've got a beauty mode that is literally included and set on by default. It softens, it slims, and it also enlarges your eyes by even a millimeter. And then we've got TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, constant loops of perfect skin under perfect lighting with perfect mics and the perfect editing.
Okay, so obviously body dysmorphia is a real thing, but why is no one talking about face dysmorphia? And no, I'm not talking about the inverted filter thing. I obviously see myself in the mirror every day and I'm like, yep, okay, I think I know what I look like. That looks like me. And then let's say I'm out with a friend and she takes 20 photos of me. Most of them I'll be like, yep, okay, that's what I think I look like. And then there will be like 5 where I'm like, hold on, that is a different person. And then there will be 3 more where I'm like, that's also a different person. Like that doesn't look like me either. So which one do I look like? And she's like, dude, what are you talking about? Those all look the same. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You see no filter tags on clips that are obviously color graded with smoothing baked in. You watch get ready with me videos that start with a bare face that has a sprinkling of leftover lash extensions and a dab of lip filler from last month. You don't notice it at first, but the camera on your phone slowly but surely starts to make you feel sick. At the same time, med spas are popping up on every single corner going, I want to inject you, girly. Injectors didn't brand themselves as medical. They branded themselves as besties. Pastels, eucalyptus candles, preventative deals, loyalty points. Oh my. A clinic used to actually feel clinical. Now it feels like some coffee shop with needles. And when it's that casual, you stop treating Botox or even surgery as an actual procedure. It just becomes a stop on your errands list. Like, oh, we'll go get those oranges and then we'll top up the lip filler. Okay, quick break before we keep diving deeper into this rabbit hole. Because girlies, I have just found a game that is taking over all of my coffee breaks and my last little bit of screen time before bed. It's called Merge Cooking and it is honestly way too addictive. And the best part is, it is totally free. No ads, no hidden costs. You play, earn free coins and energy every day, and just keep unlocking more stuff. You can even play offline, so I'll pull it out when I'm in the Uber or waiting for a coffee. It's the perfect little way to pass time. But hold on, let me show you how this works because you kind of need to see it to get it. Basically, you're merging ingredients and tools to unlock new recipes, and it's actually a brain teaser, not just mindless tapping. What I love is that it's relaxing but rewarding, since you get to complete tasks, unlock global cuisines, and open up new themed restaurants along the way. Plus, it's kind of a global food tour. You can unlock over 10,000 different cuisines from all over the world, from Paris pastries to Tokyo sushi. There's even this wild equipment fusion feature where you can merge kitchen tools into these wild cooking systems. Safe to say, I've become obsessed and a bit of a chef. And this is way better than cooking in real life because you know I don't cook in real life. So yeah, safe to say Merge Cooking has become my absolute go-to chill game right now. Free, fun, and kind of addictive in like the best way possible. And it's just such a great way to make casual moments way more playful. Click the link in my description or my pinned comment to download Merge Cooking now, and don't forget to use the gift code for bonus rewards. Thank you so much to Merge Cooking for sponsoring today's video. Then add in the influencer economy. Fastest way to sell a product is to map it to an insecurity. A chin strap for your double chin, a mask for your laugh lines, a serum for your tech neck, and then you pair it with a face that every single person recognizes. And if that face has had years of professional treatments and procedures that you'll never see, it doesn't even matter. The caption will still say, all I ever use is this, and then you buy instantly. Go back a couple of decades and look at some classic 90s red carpets. Different noses, different teeth, different brows, pores, freckles, static hair, hair, thin lips, full lips, some acne texture on cheeks even. Could you imagine seeing acne texture on the red carpet these days? There's no way!
I had a friend tell me recently that she can't rewatch Legally Blonde because she's distracted by Reese Witherspoon's yellow teeth. And I responded like, what are you talking about? Reese is an icon. That movie is iconic and I could watch it 100 times more. But then I checked and I looked and her teeth still look fine to me, but that's irrelevant. But it got me thinking about my videos that I would make about 90s faces, which you guys really responded to, and how they just seem more real. And I feel like, yeah, if you're looking at it through the lens of freaking every woman having veneers now, these white chiclet teeth, maybe that does look shades yellower or like less like Ross on Friends. It's 1999. His big white teeth. So yeah, it just goes to show you how more and more, like, maybe you look at it now and you're like, those are humanoid teeth. She has skin. She's what, 22 here? Like, who's hotter than her?
I get so irritated at comments like that because it's like, Reese was the perfect cast for this movie. She gives me the entire vibe of like a cute, adorable, popular girl that you would see running around university. Like in a dream too. Like the girl, they could never date Delta, Beta, Kappa, whatever your name, whatever that sorority vibe is. I'm not American. I've never been to it. I've never even seen none of that. I don't understand it. Like, you could never do what she did. And she was the perfect role. And I think she's adorable even to this day. It's timeless. I'm the opposite. I can't handle the Instagram face in current movies. Perfect eyebrows, mink lashes, and veneers in period pieces is driving me insane. It doesn't feel real because aren't we supposed to be viewing movies as if they're like a form of real life? Obviously, it's creativity, but the stories they tell, whether they're fictional or fact, it doesn't matter because it feels like you're watching a real human. Her teeth actually look so nice though. Bro, I'd be psyched to have her teeth. Are you kidding me? I actually prefer old movies and shows because everyone looks real. Guys, if you want to watch my entire deep dive on movies and plastic surgery, you can go ahead and click this video right here. Unpopular opinion, natural beauty is much better than surgeries or fake beauty. Look at these women and tell me they're not all gorgeous. Like, I don't understand where we got this idea that we had to be so made up and so done up with different surgeries to all have a similar face when there are so many icons that were just so incredibly beautiful. Effortless beauty, you guys. What if you don't have natural beauty? I actually don't believe that's true. I have said this in many of my videos. I think there is a beautiful natural essence to every single man and woman. There's absolutely something that you can take away and go, wow, that person is actually adorable. I remember growing up in high school and there was a boy who was extremely quiet, very to himself, very timid, and I don't know why I always thought he was so cute. He wasn't a ladies' man. I just remembered thinking something about him was so adorable, and I find that today. I'll be at the grocery store and somebody will be helping me with my groceries, or I'll be at the gym and I see somebody who's like not even paying attention, and I find them so adorable and good looking. I think there's beauty to behold in anybody. Natural beauty, best beauty. I couldn't have said it better myself. Back in the 90s, makeup was still there, obviously, but you could still see skin. Nobody was focused on erasing every single sign of life under the surface. It's only this generation where everybody wants to look like fembots, all one single looking human, only one type of woman. It wasn't about making every single person have the same face in different outfits. The camera quality sure wasn't 4K, of course, but even in good photos, you'll be able to see the variety. Models weren't all copy pasted. You could pick out a face in a crowd because it had a strong feature that wasn't fixed. A slightly crooked nose, a wide smile, heavy lidded eyes. We used to call those things interesting. Think of 70s actresses with heavy lidded eyes and very expressive foreheads. Think of 80s supermodels with super strong noses. Real bone structure, no fake stuff, no weird filler-filled cheeks. Think of the 90s indie girls with really thin eyebrows, acne scars, and baby hairs. Of course, magazines had retouching, but nothing like this. Ads weren't beaming at you 24/7 from a screen in your hand. You saw a pretty face, you closed the magazine, and you moved on. Your face didn't feel like this horrific wrong thing every hour, and the exposure wasn't constant. Nowadays, anything natural or interesting by any means is either shunned, made fun of, or called ugly.
I saw a TikTok earlier of Lorde. It was like some media outlet had posted a video of her in slow motion, kind of like seeing the outfit and her face and whatnot. And the comments were so dastardly. Like, I couldn't believe that people were just in the comments being like, damn, that's a rough 28. Her 40s are looking rough. Lorde has a totally normal face. Like, do you guys like interact with people, like people who look at Lorde and think that she's like horrendously ugly and like old looking for 28, like must only watch people online and never actually interact face to face with anyone, because otherwise you would know that that's just how some people look.
It's also so irritating because it's like, Lorde is beautiful for many people. Like, I don't think we understand that everybody has different likes and different tastes, different styles of makeup that we like, different natural beauty. And to somebody, Lorde is like drop dead gorgeous. If she's not for you, she is for somebody else. And we've become so conditioned to look at these perfect faces that the moment you see somebody with acne or texture or scars, you instantly think that they're ugly. You instantly think, oh my God, what is wrong with her? What, because she didn't opt to put a bunch of random substances in her face? Like, get real. I saw someone say she's 28. I thought she was like 30 or something. People's perception of age is so warped. Bro, are you kidding me? Like, get out of my face. 28 and 30? Like, people are like, oh my God, you're 20? Like, ugh. All the comments, she's pretty? Yeah, like, hello? Like, Lorde has always been pretty. Totally, I think that her lyric, pretty girls don't know the things I know all the time. You don't owe anyone prettiness. Pretty is not the right you pay to exist as a woman in this world. I just think it's become so insane because it's like, turn your camera around. Like, you're watching Lorde at the Met Gala wearing a designer gown that nobody will ever wear, and you're sitting there on the other side going, she's chopped. What do you look like? Let me see you. Don't act like you're you-know-what don't stink.
So you know the girl Aisha who came on here who said she's ugly and she's never gonna be someone's dream bride because people always tell her she's ugly. Maybe she grew up in a really white area, I don't know. I see a lot of response videos saying, stand up girl, stop bullying yourself, love yourself, girl you're so pretty, don't listen to them. And I think that's all great and nice, but I feel like that's so unhelpful because I was like that when I was growing up. I really hated myself and how I looked, and I grew up in a really white town and I only saw white beauty. If you're constantly called ugly and other girls are called pretty, you're constantly overlooked and other girls are constantly asked out around you. Like, there's no one person that I think has that amount of delusion in them that can be like, yeah, but I'm pretty. I feel like people are unrealistically like ganging up on this girl or like preaching self-confidence. This is just a genuine question to people. Like, how can you realistically do that?
So her question is, how does one realistically gain self-confidence / love in an environment like that? So if this girl is literally talking about how she's potentially growing up in an area where other types of beauty are preferred over hers and she doesn't feel pretty in her own skin. If I'm being completely honest, if it was me personally, I think I would dig really deep into my roots and understand my heritage and understand the types of looks that suit my features. I think maybe when you're surrounded by a lot of different people of different races, or you're surrounded by one specific race specifically, like this girl talking about how she grew up with a lot of white friends and a lot of white people, I would start digging deep into like my Asian culture or my Indian culture if that's where you're coming from, because those looks will always complement your face. And it does hurt being a young woman growing up in a world where you're in high school, other people pick on you for being different, but you kind of have to find your edge in the world and what makes you specifically you, because there's always going to be someone for someone. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, if that makes sense what I'm trying to get at. When it comes to beauty and when it comes to falling in love, if you're trying to get maybe male validation or you're trying to get validation from your friends that you're pretty, there is always going to be somebody that finds you incredibly gorgeous because you have something about you that's different. And a lot of times it has something to do with personality. Do you guys ever see somebody that is maybe not the best looking guy, but because he has the most incredible personality, you want to eat him? Or you have a friend that's like absolutely insanely hilarious, but she's maybe not like a Victoria's Secret model, but you're like, bro, why does she pull all the boys? It's because being who you are, embracing your natural self without changing for everyone is exactly how you do it. As an ugly guy, at some point you just sort of accept it and try to build your life in other areas outside of love. But does that necessarily make sense? I don't know. Like, let me know in the comments down below. If you believe that you're somebody who's maybe unconventionally attractive, have you found your partner or have you found confidence in yourself through other means? Or are you able to become happy with your appearance? I have always struggled with my appearance. I've always struggled, but all I do is make myself a project that I enjoy reinventing. I've gone through very ugly phases where I think I look absolutely disgusting, phases where I am overweight for my size and I don't feel good about about myself, but all I ever do is try to look deeper and think about ways that I can develop myself and look better and feel better. Is this eye makeup good for me? How do I feel my best? Is it a lot of makeup? Is it little makeup? Now, anything that breaks this crazy Instagram face template that we're seeing, you start to get targeted as something that needs to be treated. The 90s weren't perfect, and a lot of those beauty standards were rough in other ways, but the everyday put on mascara and go wasn't fantasy. It was normal. Today, no makeup can cost more, take way longer, and demand more maintenance than bold glam ever could. Here's the wild part too. We didn't move just from makeup to absolutely nothing. We moved from makeup to different procedures that help to simulate nothing. Lip blushing so you wake up rosy, lash lifts so that your eyes are nice and open and fluttery, brow lamination so your eyes are structured. This is marketed as freedom. You're low maintenance for some reason because the maintenance is prepaid and injected. And it's normalized early. The phrase preventative Botox hits girls in their late teens and early 20s before they've even developed their adult face. Fillers are pitched as small tweaks that are totally reversible until you learn that migration is stubborn, dissolving isn't a magic eraser, and repeated cycles stretch tissue. Add filters to this and the mirror becomes the enemy. Your brain imprints on the filtered face as self and then punishes the real one for not matching. That's a setup for constant dissatisfaction. We can't talk about natural beauty's death without talking about the family that industrialized the entire I woke up like this movement. And this movement is a complete lie. The lip kits were never the reason that lips went from thin to pillowy overnight. The shapewear was never the reason that waists started to look cartoon tiny. The skin prep was never the reason that people started looking poreless under flashes. Camera tricks, clinical treatments, procedures, contour, and edits did the heavy lifting, but the caption never credits those parts. It sells the $38 product that you can buy right now. And then there's the newest strategy that all of these influencers are starting to pander to. Pretend to go natural after years of surgery. Dissolve a little, remove a little, never even talk about it, never disclose. Rebrand as honest. Launch skincare, launch wellness, launch Chloe's corn. Tell the camera that you're really in your soft Timmy Chalamet era. Yeah, I'm dating Timmy. Meanwhile, the standard they originally set stays in your mind no matter what. You're still comparing yourself to faces that were built in treatment rooms and then corrected in post. And when their kids grow up with it, you know what happens next. This entire cycle is generational. See, we need to talk about why accessibility isn't always good. Yes, of course, procedures are more accessible. More clinics, more payment plans, more deals, more Groupon. That does not equal safer or healthier.
You ever wondered why surgery really is so cheap in South Florida? Look, there are some incredibly good surgeons in South Florida and very ethical ones. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad surgery. For instance, 92% of all the Brazilian buttock deaths in all of the country came from one single county in Florida. 92% of the entire country. Here's the problem. Real anesthesia is expensive in a real operating room. And if you cut corners or try to do away, that way they can make your price so low that they can catch everyone they can. A lot of times, here's the really scary truth. It's not your surgeon doing your surgery. I mean, it's not bad if it's a partner that you guys work together. That's a reasonable thing to do. But I'm talking someone that's not even a surgeon, or someone that may be a surgeon, but not even from this country, didn't go to American residency or training. I'm talking literally 6 to 7 operating rooms with one real board certified American surgeon, and that person's walking around with a cup of coffee. Yep, OR1 looks good. Oh, yep, OR2 looks good. Yep, OR3 looks good. Think about it. And these people are being paid pennies on the dollar so you can drop the cost, not getting the actual expensive, like, the Allergan implants or Mentor, etc. I could go into detail about the equipment, the medicines, the technology, everything, but the scariest of all of it is it's mostly all compromises on your safety. But in turn, you get to make prices that just seem too good to be true, which, like anything in life we learned, is almost always true.
A new injector discount doesn't come with a trauma surgeon on standby if a filler hits an artery. A fly to this country package with luxury recovery doesn't come with malpractice protections you can actually use. Meanwhile, all the financing makes it seem more affordable, but late fees and interest turn a $900 appointment into a bill that literally eats your groceries. And because everybody's selling you this idea of subtle, people keep stacking all of these little things one by one until your face becomes something that nobody can understand. It starts to look weird. When faces stop moving correctly, people can tell that something is definitely off, but they can't pinpoint what. The uncanny feeling is the part of what's actually killing natural beauty. Not because natural is ugly, but because our starting point is actually synthetic. Our reference points are completely skewed.
Being someone who doesn't watch
doesn't follow these mainstream influencers and doesn't run in rich circles means that I am so unfamiliar with the concept of filler that I am not conditioned to see it as attractive in any way. Like, I know some people see it as really attractive, but I am not in the spaces where I am being accustomed to more and more severe plastic surgery. So when I see it, I'm just like, that doesn't look like a human being. I'm concerned about you. Are you having an allergic reaction? Because that's what it looks like.
I want to know by a show of hands who actually thinks filler is attractive. I think we have lost that thought years and years ago. I don't even know what it was. I know one girl who does my facials, and literally I didn't know at first she had filler because that's how little she had. And you know I can clock it from a mile away, but aside from that, I never find it attractive. I don't think it looks good on anybody. Maybe it's more so that it's associated with wealth, so it's considered attractive. Is that what it is? Is it because all of the rich girls and like sugar babies who have all of these like boyfriends that can pay for all these things, they're the ones that literally look like Amaya? Like the girls that literally are so overfilled and overdone, it's because that's the type of person that they are. That's the type of archetype that woman is. Somebody that can afford filler is maybe somebody that has a lot of money, maybe somebody who carries around an Hermes bag. It's literally so off-putting if you're not desensitized to it. I think it's people that are so glued to their phones, that are obsessed with watching content, see this, and then they think, hey, like, I'm seeing a lot more people with this Botox and filler idea. Maybe it's something I should do. And you stop seeing how ugly it is. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing it for my confidence. It's all about confidence, self-love. It's about empowerment, girl. Do you, girl. Fill up those lips, girl. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes doing a procedure can lift the weight off of someone's chest that they have felt since middle school. But brands know this. If they wrap a body-altering device in self-love affirmations and pastel packaging, you buy it with less resistance. You don't feel like you're saying, my face is wrong. You just simply feel like you're treating yourself. I deserve it. I should treat myself. Add a doctor and some scrubs to the TikTok and it becomes gospel. I'll buy anything Daniel Barrett says. Even Clean Girl is wrapped in wellness. Dewy skin, brushed brows, a slick back bun, a $64 balm, a $48 highlight, a $40 lip oil, and a $300 routine that you can't pronounce. We act like it's low effort when the reality is it's just a different kind of effort. Dainty, expensive, and daily. Now it means that you look like you've been produced by a team that specializes in hiding the work. Now let's talk about why naturals started to feel poor. There's also a class story baked into this. You're not old, you're poor is the subtle subtext of so many comments under celebrity reveals. You're not ugly, you're just poor. You're not old, you're just poor. You just need a facelift from Kris Jenner's facelift person because Kris Jenner's now Benjamin Button. When everybody cheers a new face like it's buying a new car, the message is so clear. Youth and prettiness are purchases. If you don't buy them, it's just simply because you can't. That shifts everything you're starting to feel towards shame.
This is your daily reminder. You're not ugly. You're poor. You're poor. Anyone can look good with money, with the access to the right surgeons, the right doctors, heck, the right bank account balance. Anyone can look good. It's just because you're broke, honey. I'm telling you. So if you're broke...
He hit me in the feels with that one.
What's an unpopular opinion you have? I'll go first. I get the humor of this, but also... this really aggravates me. Let me tell you why. There's beauty services and treatments out there that can make you feel more beautiful and confident, and they are expensive. So I understand. And yes, she can go do that because, well, she's Kylie Jenner. But do not act like you wouldn't do that if you were born and raised in front of the camera as your career. And two, if you had money to do that. And even if you're like, no, I wouldn't. I don't care if I have millions and millions of dollars. I would never do that. Good for you. That's amazing. But she's still her own person and she can make her own decisions, one. And two, whether you agree with it or not, it is not your place to put other people down and make you feel good about yourself. That is not queen energy. And that is non-negotiable.
Honestly, Kylie Jenner is a product of her surroundings. That's just all that it is. She grew up in a place where all of that is heavily encouraged, if not a necessity in being a part of the Kardashian-Jenner family. So at the end of the day, she's just a product of what everybody around her pushed on her. Girl, it's not that deep. It's a joke. Fair. Sometimes I get worked up. We can chill. Now, it's not just, I have a couple wrinkles. It simply means, I guess I didn't invest in myself. Women start viewing their faces and different faces like portfolios. Every line is a missed opportunity, and it's completely strategic. If your insecurity equals someone else's revenue, guess who benefits when you feel like your natural face is a failure? Not you. We lost the quiet. We lost the part of beauty that felt private. The part where you could have a bad skin week and still feel like somebody that was a part of the world. We lost tolerance for normal faces in normal lighting. And we've lost variety. Faces that carry history, culture, age, and personality in their features. We traded it for a constant performance where the audience is everyone. And ironically, somewhere along the way, we've lost the wow. When every face is smooth the same way, nothing is stunning. The truly striking thing now is someone who looks like themselves all the time. You notice it instantly. You relax around it. You trust it. And that should clearly tell us something. Natural beauty used to describe a person. Now it describes a product. It's a bottle. It's a device. It's a plan. It's a marketing term sitting on top of invasive routines and a non-stop pressure to maintain a face that looks like it's untouched. The contradiction is honestly exhausting, and it's making people hate their own reflections. When you're tired of your face all the time, everything else feels harder. Work, dating, photos with your friends, being outside in the sunlight. The death of natural beauty has simply come because we have allowed so many different people to tell us that natural faces are a problem to solve. They're not. Your skin is not a crisis, girl. Your lines are not a scandal. And I'll be the first to tell you, your features are not a project. Let's get real hobbies. Let's start doing something fulfilling. If we need coloring books, let's start coloring and keep it chill. Our faces are not something that we need to spend all this time and money on to make our hobby. We have better things to do. You don't have to audition for your own life. If celebrities want to spend all of their money and time on procedures with their faces under a ring light, they can go ahead because it's their job, I guess. Your job is not to follow them into the operating room. Your job is simply to live. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please throw it a big fat thumbs up and also comment down below and let me know how you're feeling about natural beauty. I think we talked about so many great things in this video, and I would love to hear your perspective. I love reading all of your comments. If you enjoyed today's video, you can go ahead and click here to watch why everybody is starting to look the same. It is getting weird. It's getting uncanny valley, and that is why natural beauty is dying, because we all want to look the same. Let's just be original. Let's just be ourselves. Or you guys can click here to find out all about how the Kardashians brands are absolutely dying and going down the hill, and I wonder why. Probably because we're all waking up and realizing they've cast us under a spell. They're probably witches. Happy Halloween. You guys know I only make these videos because I love you and I truly want the best for you. I hope you have an amazing day or night or whenever you're watching, and I'll see you very soon.